Alright, so I'm going to play a little Tetris today, just to kind of here sit around and relax, enjoy myself. Probably chat it up for a little bit here, but in the meantime, I'm going to listen to some tunes. So since this is the first true live post, I've gone through a few test runs here. Since this is the first true live post, just so everybody knows, no, I do not consider myself a novice at this game. I'm playing the SNES version of Tetris. What I prefer of the SNES version over the NES version is that it got rid of a bunch of glitches that were built into the NES version. It unfortunately it doesn't scale past level 19, which is kind of problematic when trying to set world records. So, you know, in the NES version, you could actually get to 999,999 points, relatively easily. I wouldn't say easily, but relatively easily. But unfortunately, with this version, a Tetris at level 19 is worth the same number of points as a Tetris at level 9. So once you get to level 9, the points no longer scale. But anyways, I'm playing on an emulator, and my NES emulator kind of sucks. So that's part of why I'm doing this. Yeah, unfortunately, folks, my SNES finally crapped out on me about last year-ish. And it was just time to sell it. We shall see if I regret that decision. So for me, I'm just relaxing here. I'm not like actively looking to set any records. But for me, a good game would be, in the 500,000s. You can see 2 games ago I had a 500,000 pointer. I have a written record of my personal records, and I've hit 600,000 a few times. I would say 2 or 3 or 4 times. I can't remember which. I've never hit 700,000. I'm not so sure that many people have. I have gotten to level 30 before, 3 or 4 more times as well. If I'm looking to set a record, then I'm looking to leave level 9 with probably around 250,000 points. And if I'm looking to do the same, then I'm looking to leave level 19 with about 500,000 points. And then whatever I get after that is just gravy. I do play a much more conservative style than probably some of my contemporaries. So, for example, when I get to level 29, well, not even then. When I get to level 20-ish, I like to keep my stack low and then time pieces. So what I mean by that is if I just got a line like this, then I'm not gonna... I'm pretty much just going to use it, no matter what at that level, instead of holding out perpetually for a Tetris. So, chances are we'll get to that level. Unless I decide to throw away the game. Or if I get screwed, which happens plenty. So I'm sure it's common knowledge by now, but the object here is to keep your stack left and keep your opening to the right. Part of playing the conservative style is that I like to play towards the piece, and what I mean is the piece that's going to screw me. So in this situation, the piece that would screw me pretty badly would be a square, and now all of a sudden it's turned into the brown zigzag. So sure enough, there you go. See, that's why I moved that square out of the way. So I try to guess which piece is, as I'm playing, going to screw me the most, and I try to account for it. I guess that would be the way how I'd phrase it. Like, I don't play around it. I say, okay, what is the piece that's going to screw me hard right now? What would I do if I had that piece handed to me? So I try to get myself into a position where I'm not so reliant on a single piece. So like right here, there's a lot of pieces that could fill that void. Same thing right there. And we can recreate the same situation. So if we're keeping on that same scale, the truth is that I know I'm just fucking around right now, but I don't know. I usually throw away games that aren't 200,000 at least by the time I get out of level 9. So I actually have some ground to make up here. Not a whole lot, but some ground. So you see how I've got this stack built off to the left. Pretty close to ideal. And now we're starting to flatten out, so you want to build it off to the left again. That's how I play. I mean, a lot of guys... Everybody has their own style. That's... I would say probably the most conventional styles is to build like I do, like I like to build. Alright, so we're up over 200,000. We haven't left level 9, so... yes, I have gotten back to level 29. I have gotten up to level 30. I want to say 2 or 3 or 4 times. I forget which. I have it written down somewhere. I'm obviously never going to get there officially anymore because I'm playing on an emulator now. Single tier. But once you get to level 29, in case you haven't, in case you don't know, level 29 speed, I personally think that the reason it's so fast is because I think the people who, when this game was first being written, when they were first scripting it, they didn't debug like you would debug today. So they just came up with the speed because they didn't really account for anybody getting to those levels. They just put in a speed that was so insane they didn't think anyone could keep up with it. Because you'll notice actually in the NES version, especially if you get to, and this is some of the glitches that was taken out of this game, this version of this game. If you ever play the NES version and you get past level 30 and you start to get into level 31 and 32, all of a sudden the level numbers get weird. And chances are by then you've already maxed out your points. But point scoring starts to get a little weird too, a little wonky. And eventually the game will glitch out. I've only seen it done on tool assisted. You need to get up into like the levels, effectively the equivalent of level like 53 or something like that before it starts to totally glitch out. But yeah, so my guess is that the reason that level 29 is as fast as it is because they decided to just make it a death speed, right? Like, you die right now. So, you know, a lot of guys will actually, like, look up at their level and look up at their score and, you know, plan ahead. Because that's honestly what it really takes to get past level 29. And I just don't care to do that. I ought to, if I'm looking to max out my scores here, you know. Because most of my highest scores terminate at level 29. Fuck. Oh, that was fortunate. Alright, so there's a zigzag. Both of the zigzags right now screw me pretty hard. So expect to get 10 of them in a row. Oh god, alright, so again, that's my conservative style kicking in. Alright, so that was a less conservative approach to that problem. So I just got a long piece. What does that mean? That means that I like to think that odds are I'm not going to get one anytime soon. So once I get to the higher levels, you'll start to see that I get away from plays like that. guessing just from how fast it feels I'm at level 16-ish. 14, alright. Should have taken it. Yeah, this is starting to be a crappy game. Yep, alright. That is a good start. Occasionally the game will screw in, alternate the zigzag pieces to start the game off. Then I get frustrated and turn the game off or reset. Damn it. Oh well. So I usually play that when in doubt, move it to the right instead of the left, which is not common. The reason I do that is I think subtly I just know that, you know, I'm waiting for this piece to fit into there anyway, so there's no point not blocking it off. That's not true. I like to keep one clear opening. So you'll see as I lay this piece on all the way to the right, there's like a little overhang where you can fit pretty much any piece. So. It may have been the wrong move. I have to review the tape. So my first game of the day is usually pretty good. Got that one out of the way, 539, 742. Second game is usually a throwaway, and it was. It's like 300,000-ish. Got screwed pretty royally in level like 13-ish, 14-ish. So now that we've got the garbage out of the way, right? If there were such a thing as an intelligent design with these pieces, you know, if I was the one picking pieces and looking to screw somebody, the way you would do that is you'd take this zigzag and just alternate it ad infinitum with the other one. And then there's just nothing you can do with that, so. Occasionally I get that handed to me and it's like, well, alright, I'm dead. Okay. So be it. Time to go to bed anyways. Say it's about 15 minutes per playthrough for me, depending. 10 to 15 minutes per. Really long playthrough where I'm actually getting to level 29. That's probably in the area of like 20-ish minutes. See, now I made a mistake. I'm relying on two of the same piece. Again, I'm relying on two in the same piece. I'm kind of screwing myself here. Fuck. Come on now. It's like 3 pieces that would work to fit in there. Fuck. Alright, well, should have accounted for that. Let's see the purple L. Yeah. Alright, so you saw the box would have screwed me there pretty royally if I had gotten it. Alright. Alright, 191, 82 lines. It's an acceptable game. Not a good one. No, not even a good one, but an acceptable one. I just took a huge risk there. I don't know, Rattata, I think you should start sticking to East Coast. God, he's such a pretentious prick. And that's why I changed my mind there at the last minute. Alright. Totally stealing from Outcast. Alright, I took a little bit of a risk right there. There's 3 pieces. Yeah, there's one of the 3 pieces that would have worked right there. Alright, so I just got 2 long pieces in a row. I'm at 43 long pieces, so it's already a medium number. I've got 36 T's, 47 zigzags, of course. But, yeah, so that was kind of risky because, I mean, the way I see it, and I know that it's not statistically a reality, you know, it means it's kind of, it means to me that it's kind of unlikely that I'm going to get one anytime soon. So, you know, as this game starts to get faster, I try to get away from getting myself into that position. Now, that said, this is getting kind of ridiculous. Fuck. Hey, how about that long piece? Only a week and a half late. Okay then. Oh, guess I'll block it off. Fuck it. Okay, enough with this piece. Oh, fuck me. Well, this will be a dead game. Even if I get out of it, my point total is going to suck. See, you know, when they do Biggie Smalls, man, Rat-a-tat are pretty awesome. Again, I am playing fairly conservatively right now by not going for anything basically but clearing of the stack. But that's just how I play. Alright, let's Alright, there's like fucking 5 pieces that would have worked right there. Oh, for the love of God, give me anything that was not total trash. Okay then. Alright now, come on. How about a box? That would do well. No? Okay. Yes, I've gotten out of much worse before. Not much worse, but... Not that much worse anyways, but much worse. Oh boy, should I take it? Yeah. Fuck me. Alright. 19 should be here any minute now. Alright. Fuck. I knew that was gonna be a mistake. Fuck. I really ought to start keeping track of the pieces I get throughout the course of games and my ratios. And, you know, the timing of the pieces. Alright, now I'm on level 20. So now you'll start to see the conservative style really kick in. For example, clearing a line. Fuck you! I said fucking flip. Fuck. Alright, so there. Conservative style. Damn it. Can't really hear this all that well with my headphones on, but it sounds like Jay. Alright. So if I was looking to get lots and lots of points, I would actually eventually be transitioning to having the opening in my stack be in the middle, actually. And that's because the only way to get Tetris is really after level 29 is to get them in the middle. But, you know, at that point, either you've gotten the record or you haven't. And, you know, to be honest, in the NES version of Tetris, I mean, if you're at level 29, you're pretty much rolled over anyways. Although it is an emulator, so I suppose I could write a script to make it not roll over. That was not the right move. Alright, now let's get me that. It's been a while, so should be due for one here now. Alright then. Give it to me. Come on, baby, give it to me. Don't give me this double and triple bullshit. I am not keen on having a stack that tall. Fuck, I knew I should have capped it off. I'd really like to get rid of that hole in the bottom. Oh, the album's over. Means it's bedtime. Or something at 7 o'clock. Shouldn't have taken that. Should have filled. Shouldn't have taken that either. Oh god. Swing and a miss. Well, folks, this is level 29. And usually, you know, when I get to that level, if I can get any lines, it's a big deal. So. Alright, well, the album's over. It's 7 o'clock. It's time to call it quits. 539, 742, high for the day. That game was a 466, 162. See you, folks.